Hey everybody, this is the Platinum Knight here with another double first impressions video, and today's double first impressions is Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and XDefiant. I put these two together because, well, both of them are first person shooters. Starting with Black Ops 6. I'm not gonna give you my whole extensive Call of Duty history. If you want to know, then feel free to watch my Modern Warfare 2019 review that I did way back. There's two reasons why I decided to get this installment. The first reason is cause I did find the whole Omni movement mechanic really interesting. For those of you that don't know what Omni movement is, it is the ability to run, slide, and dive in any direction you want. The second reason is because this time a lot of my friends said that they were going to get it. Thankfully they did, including some of my content creator pals. And what are my thoughts on Black Ops 6? I like it. It's enjoyable enough. Like with every Call of Duty that has different modes, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the campaign. The campaign is average at best. Some missions are linear, some are open world, some missions do the whole cliche hallucination parts that was stripped right from Far Cry 3 as an excuse to basically do whatever they want. It's clear to me that Treyarch tried to be a little bit more dynamic this time around by also adding more puzzles and stealth sections. While it's nothing revolutionary, and I do acknowledge the effort, I don't think it's right for a Call of Duty campaign. Most Wanted would have to be the worst mission that I have ever played because it's just so boring and slow-paced. I also really hated the hacking mechanic and putting in all of these codes. I didn't mind doing these the first few times, but after that it just got really repetitive. I did like the safe house and the whole shopping mechanic and being able to upgrade your perks and your guns. You can even earn blueprints for the multiplayer. My favorite mission would have to be the Cradle. It's really action-packed and very fast-paced. You know, like what Call of Duty should be. It's also the mission where you can farm infinite money just by restarting once you picked up the dough. Now, to be fair towards the campaign, it is called Black Ops after all. How ironic is it that Black Ops 6 actually lives up to the title compared to the original? While most of the previous installments felt like being in a war, these are literally black undercover operations. So even though the game is being accurate, does that make it more fun? In my opinion, no. I think Call of Duty in general is meant to be fast-paced. As for the characters, I really didn't care about them. The only character I remotely even liked was just Frank Woods because he actually has a personality. I also didn't really enjoy playing as Case. I hated going back to being a mute again. Oh, and the ending sucks. It was so generic and anticlimactic that it's not really worth leaving up to the imagination. One of the biggest problems with the campaign is always being online. Are you freaking serious, Treyarch? There is literally no reason for a single player story to always be online. Now, I use Spectrum Internet, and I did notice some slowdowns and frame rate drops here and there. That's the reason why I decided not to get a physical copy this time, and I got the digital version because there was no point in owning a disc. So if the servers ever shut down, and yes, I know that's not gonna happen anytime soon, but if it does, then you're pretty much left with an empty box. Bottom line, if you're gonna have the devs put in a campaign mode, make sure it's offline, Activision. But hey, give credit where credit is due. At least this campaign is a lot longer compared to the recycled Modern Warfare 3 reboot at a laughable 4 hours. Next is the mode that most people care about is the multiplayer. I'm surprised how well this mode caught my interest so quickly. The multiplayer is so much fun, especially playing with all my friends. The maps are big enough, I like the gun lineup, I still enjoy playing team deathmatch, kill confirmed, and domination. Of course, it also has daily challenges, and depending how I feel, I've actually been playing a lot of hardcore face-off mosh pit. It's a mode that's a lot quicker getting kills and headshots. Sure, you get spawn trapped every now and then, but whenever you're free, you can complete your dailies in just an hour. Although I do admit I accidentally kill my own teammates from time to time, and sometimes I get killed by them. But it's nothing personal though, and I do my best not to do it as well. It's also pretty cool how all hardcore modes have a penalty if you're being too trigger happy to balance it out. My favorite weapon so far would have to be the XM4 assault rifle, the AK-74, and the GPR-91. For the SMGs, I like using the Jackal and the PP-919. The shotguns are surprisingly really weak this time around. But if I had to pick my favorite, I guess I would have to go with the ASG-89. As for the rest of the weapons, I'm just not good at using them, and I suck at sniping, so there's that. Assault rifles and submachine guns would have to be my overall favorite gun categories. Despite having a lot of fun with the multiplayer, it does has its flaws. For one, I can understand the criticisms how Call of Duty has become less realistic and turning slowly into Fortnite. I mean, come on, you can literally use a unicorn's ass that shoots rainbows as a finishing move. Oh, and who remembers Nicki Minaj and the boy stuff coming to Call of Duty? Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous, but I do hope Call of Duty does go back to mostly being realistic again. Also, Treyarch, would you please fix the decals and the stickers on weapons? For whatever reason, the decals get a little squished and the stickers you put on disappear sometimes. And can you please not have stickers on the decals or the charms blocking some of the stickers? This is absurd, to be completely honest, but I was disappointed in the Omni movement mechanic. It doesn't really add too much to the game, and I barely use it. I don't even really see that many people use it either. Yes, it can come in handy sometimes, but then there are times when it can even get you killed. Probably one of the most popular moves you're gonna do is just slide all over the place. I still see some pros do that, but I guess it's better than wall climbing and double jumping like in the future setting Call of Duties. I also like how some people thought Omni movement was a new thing when in actuality it was done in the Max Payne series. Some of the biggest controversies would have to be the devs using AI. Really, Treyarch? 6 fingers? Oh, this looks terrible. If you're gonna use AI, Treyarch, at least make sure it looks good and you're not stealing other people's art. A couple more criticisms I have is, Activision, would you please get rid of Call of Duty HQ? Wanna know why this game alone takes 200 gigabytes? It's because of the headquarters. It's combined it with other games and modes. There isn't even a platinum trophy. Also, I did not enjoy making a Call of Duty account. Whatever happened to the good old days when you can easily pop in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and play it instantly? Hence how the series got so popular in the first place, because you didn't need an account. Oh, has gaming came a long way and not necessarily for the better. Getting back to some of the positives, I do like all the random seasonal events where you can easily earn free stuff. I'm also really happy that they brought back the original Nuketown. The Cold War version of Nuketown was terrible. Now, I purchased the Vault Edition. At launch, it wasn't really worth it, and I do admit I kinda felt a little bit scammed here and there, but once when the first Battle Pass dropped and being able to earn Call of Duty points, you can easily just endlessly earn and keep getting new content and do the other Battle Passes. So, in a way, the Vault Edition was kind of worth it. The last mode I'm gonna talk about is Zombies. In my opinion, Zombie mode has never been better. This mode is definitely a huge time sinker. I like how you can buy ammo whenever you want. It just keeps the game flowing. It's also pretty cool how you can collect metal scraps so that way you can make your own score streaks and different types of ammunitions. Also, is it just me, or the zombie mode camouflages actually look a lot better than the multiplayer? But I do understand why some may prefer classic zombies like in World at War or the original Black Ops. While I do miss old school zombies sometimes, I think this zombie mode was vastly improved in the correct areas. I guess a couple of nitpicks I have is the insta-kill still spawns at the end of some rounds. You know, when there's no zombies left to even kill, and then it runs out as soon as the next round starts. Really, Treyarch? Really? 16 freaking years, and you still can't figure out, hey, maybe we should put insta-kill at either the beginning of the round or the middle, not at the end. Also, going back to the multiplayer a little bit, but some of these daily challenges are ridiculous. Reach 25 rounds? That's almost like an hour. Kill 5 special zombies? That's almost 20 rounds. Get 5 headshots in a single match? Get 5 headshots with a sniper rifle? You gotta be freaking kidding me. Are you serious? There are even some challenges that are glitch, like killing 5 enemies with a C4. I once got 6 kills with a C4, but for whatever reason the challenge would only count 3. Then the flashbang challenge would remain at 1. I also hate it when someone else on your team damages an enemy, and if you finish off that enemy, it does not count as part of your challenge. And it's like, who cares? If you still killed them, that should still count. Overall, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has its flaws, but it can still be really enjoyable and a huge time spender depending how well you're doing. Even though I am currently Prestige 6 as I am recording this video, make no mistake, it's not like I play for 7 hours a day or anything like that. I just log in almost every day and do my dailies. I take advantage of double XP weekends. Sometimes I only do the multiplayer, sometimes I only do zombies, and sometimes I do both. I still haven't tried the new Warzone because, I'm just not interested. I already play Fortnite, so there's that. Now the biggest question I have for myself is, will I purchase the next Call of Duty? And the answer is, no, I don't think so. Like Modern Warfare 2019, I only buy Call of Duty every, either 4 or 5 years or so, unless the next game does something really drastic that interests me, but I highly doubt it. The next game I'm gonna talk about is XDefiant. Oh boy. Without spending too much time on this, I'm gonna do my very best to be fair with this game as much as possible. Developed by Ubisoft. 2024 was by far the worst year for the company. Originally, it was going to be called Tom Clancy's XDefiant, but they just decided to call it XDefiant XDefiant instead. I guess Ubisoft finally realized they were taking advantage of his name. It is a free-to-play first-person shooter multiplayer. I remember when the beta first came out, everybody was saying it was going to be the Call of Duty killer, and for a while it was. But then once when Ubisoft closed the beta, many people were hoping that the full game was going to have a lot more content. Then when the full game did finally come out, many were disappointed how there really wasn't too much to offer compared to the beta. Sure, it had different modes, but it still felt lacking. It also didn't really help how the game developers became incompetent with not much updates. It took too long to get anything new, and even when a new update did come out, it wasn't really anything exciting with mid-maps, uninspired battle passes, and of course your typical overpriced microtransactions. I think what also killed this game is other Ubisoft projects bombing pretty hard like Skull and Bones, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, and of course Star Wars Outlaws. Without their other games doing well, it makes it more difficult to keep paying for the servers to stay up. Some of the criticisms I have with this game are very light, but I would like to address them anyway. One is the controls. Remember, I played this on PlayStation 5, and I don't know if it's just me, but the controls feel really floaty, like a feather, and it just didn't feel right to me. Two, I really wasn't a fan of most of the maps. I mean, they're okay, they're not terrible, but they made a freaking map out of Far Cry New Dawn? You know, one of the worst Far Cry games, but not Far Cry 3? How cool it would have been to play on Rook Island. What a missed opportunity. It also would have been really cool to play as other Ubisoft characters like Jason Brody or Vass. Hell, even being able to play as Danny would have been cool. And remember, these are IPs that Ubisoft owns. I put Black Ops 6 and XDefiant together on purpose, and out of both of them, Black Ops 6 definitely takes the cake. Not to mention it's also free for Xbox Game Pass, but as a PlayStation player such as myself, it was worth spending $100 to get plenty of content with quicker, more interesting updates instead of a free, unoriginal game with little content. On top of that, Marvel Rivals is currently kicking ass right now, which I'll talk about some other time. But I'll tell you right now, Marvel Rivals is super refreshing and fun. XDefiant will soon become just another failed live service game that tried, as the servers will soon shut down in June 2025. It's sad, but it's Ubisoft. I mean, they've been making terrible decisions lately, so at the end of the day, they're the only ones to blame. Just stick to Black Ops 6 or Marvel Rivals instead. Alright everybody, that's it for my double first impressions video. That's it for my first impressions on Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and XDefiant. If you enjoyed this video, then please be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for new videos. This has been your host, The Platinum Knight, and peace out everybody. You have a good one.